This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Well, we just had a major internet crash at Ed's house. We're back. Thanks, Derek, for hanging on there. That was like 15 minutes of pain. So
I was able to go watch some Tickle Puss versus Bell action tonight.
Oh wait, they played?
Yeah, they're playing right now.
Oh, who was winning?
It was 1-1 into the third.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay.
Well, look, I was giving plus minuses and shit. So we were wrapping up, just so everybody knows, we were wrapping up on the last division, which was Red Death. And I think Ed had his point of view. He was trying to insert himself because I had Thunder Bay minus 300, Richfield minus 100, San Diego plus 200, and North Bay plus 225. And I think he argued that he was going to insert himself. Did you have something else you wanted to put in there?
Yeah, sorry. Here, let me bring it back up on the screen because I believe that I did not have. I think I got Richfield in there, and sorry, I gotta pull it up on my other computer here. 1 second. I definitely didn't have the Highland Wolf in there. That's what I'll say that much.
Okay, that's good.
Sorry, 1 second. Sorry, it's so funny too because I was rambling on about Red and how he was doing a great job and
and our internet shit's out. That's fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. Red, you cursed it, son of a bitch.
It's fucking the greatest fucking karma of all time.
Yeah, we got what we deserve, Brad. You win. You win. What the fuck are you doing?
Sorry. So yeah, in the Clarence Campbell. So sorry, what were we looking at again? Who's going to be in?
Yeah.
Well, no, it was Thunder Bay. It was that division. So the top four in that division. Give me your top four in that division. So I had Thunder Bay, Richfield, San Diego, and North Bay.
Oh, in the Red Death.
Red Death, yeah.
So for me, it's Bell, it's Richfield, it's Red. I barely give it to Wolf as a top four. That doesn't mean he makes the play. That doesn't mean he makes the playoffs, though.
Jesus.
Because there could be five from the Swayze.
Sure. Sean Bell beats Tickle Puss in overtime.
As your final four.
I don't know. I'm saying live. Sean Bell beats Tickle Puss in overtime.
Oh, that just happened.
That just
happened. He's saying.
Oh fuck. Okay.
All right. So look. So I want to go into these last things. I want to ask you and Ed these. So I did some over unders. So Highland over under. So his career best was what he did last year at 81 points. And I'm going to adjust because after seeing the last 36 hours. So I'm going to give him 84 points. Do you see over? What do you see on that? Over or under 84 points? 81 was his career high.
Hey, right now in the division, he's played 2 games against Sean Bell, which is, and he's got an extra 4 games potentially, as far as what we know, playing 76 games, right?
Yeah.
81 and a half.
So you're saying 81 and a half.
Is that the number?
No, I had 84. 84 was my number.
84? No, I'm gonna go under.
You're going under. Okay.
Barely. I'm talking like 81, 82, 83.
Yeah, I got you under. Okay. And what do you say?
I'm saying 101.
What am I supposed to even do with that?
Write it down, and we check.
I'm writing it down.
You know what this is? This is the greatest comedy hour right now because you got somehow Klein is the straight man, and Ed is like the fucking comical relief at this point.
I try to be serious. I try to be serious.
Listen,
Guys, enough.
do 10 games.
Enough.
Five. 14, 15 points.
Dude, don't get me wrong. I don't say you don't have it in you. I'm just saying you haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
And until I mean, being on paper and going through 10 games and like having an amazing run is awesome. And trust me, I want to have the fucking 7-0-1-2 record or whatever you do.
It just doesn't matter.
But like it over a 70-something game season, until you show it, you got to show it.
Yes, exactly. That's all we're saying. Look, I got nothing against the hot run. Hot runs are great. Hot runs are what put you in the playoffs. So I hope this
It's a surge, baby.
Yeah.
It's a
no
surge.
problem with that. But
I could not agree more. This is nothing. But if I can keep Fiore doing what he's doing, I have a shot.
Yeah, you do.
But you have to. Okay, I swear, asking an honest question. 101 points is like, you got to admit that's like going.
Derek, that's top. 95 is my career high.
Yeah.
So 102 is I've never gotten there. So that's
when you've topped out at 80 something, to make another
81,
like
not 80 something, 81.
To go another
points. He's saying 20 points higher.
You're saying an extra 10 wins.
Yeah. That's astronomical.
Listen,
in this fucking league, astronomical. Pause. Hamilton, 79 points over or under.
What was I last year? 83?
Yeah.
83.
You're saying over.
I was 83 in a competitive but not difficult division. Honestly, I can beat Audubon. I beat Uganda. Minnesota, we play tight. Caledonia, Minnesota, I can take them. 79 points.
how much?
I'm going to go with 81. I'm going to go with 81 points.
Okay, what do you say?
For me?
Yeah, so he's saying over. I said over too. So I'm giving you credit. I said over too.
For what Derek just said. And the people he's playing, definitely over. Definitely.
Okay, that's saying over too. So you got all three of us agree, DS. So you better fucking perform, or you're making this podcast look shitty.
Well,
So don't drag us down.
Listen.
No, I mean, worst case scenario, I end up in the higher shitty bill bracket. So that's
We don't talk about shitty bill. We
Listen.
don't talk about shitty.
The games against Bizzle, they were big for you.
Yeah. You know, I mean, honestly, I honestly, when we were playing them, I didn't even realize he was in my division. We just kind of play them. But yeah, like being able to score 3 out of 4 points against a divisional opponent is a big deal. Yeah.
That's big. So
Well, I just did that against Sean Bell.
my God, you have 2 more games to play against.
I'm just saying.
Okay.
I agree.
So give me this. Over under on Rome shutouts at 14.
Oh fuck. Rome shutouts. Here, who's in Rome's division?
I am going over. I see him at 17-18, so I'm going over.
What he had 19 last year?
He had almost 20 last year.
Okay.
I'm gonna go under, but with the caveat that he may actually beat his goals against average from last year,
Which is not
but have less shutout.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
Like he may give up more 1-goal games than he has actual shutouts.
Okay.
I'm saying under.
You're saying under. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not giving you credit. So.
Listen, through 10 games, Fiore has 4.
Okay. Somehow we got back.
How
to-
are we back to
know.
Grant Fuhr again?
I don't know. So let's go to Alberta then, because when I saw his number last year, 20, I was impressed.
Yeah.
So let's go 18
Way under.
under. Okay.
Similarly.
I'm going. He's given. I mean, so far he's only played 4 games, giving up 1.5 goals a game. Yeah, I mean Pitt, Sumter, Renfrew, Providence, Silicon. Yeah, I can't imagine him getting any more than 4 shutouts on those guys. So I'm going way under.
Okay.
I'm way under too.
You guys are in agreement. All right. So Sugar Valley, their franchise record.
Under.
Their franchise record
Whatever it is, under.
is 29. Over under.
29 what?
That's his career. That's his franchise high wins. So will he go over under 29 this year?
Oh, well, he's got extra games this year now.
I went
Jaguar
under.
is getting
Chris, I went under, Chalky boy.
You know what? I'm going to push. I'm pushing at 29.
Okay.
I'm pushing at 29.
Okay.
Listen, he's my only
You lost.
regulation loss.
You lost him.
My regulation loss is to Sugar Valley. But can he sustain that?
No.
Can you?
Yeah. Can you? That's a good point. That's a good point.
I'm gonna say under.
Under. Okay. Okay. Under.
Yeah.
All right. So now we're gonna do some goals. So let's go. Timmins' best player. Let's go. Berezin. 58 goals. Over or under.
Bears is off to a big time start. The question is going to be, is Comical invested? I mean, I'm going to go under just based upon playing the games for the sake of playing the games.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say over, just because this is her player. It's her best player. She's gonna play. Listen, she hates to lose, like a lot of us. She's gonna try. So
Oh, 100%. 100%.
Berezin will reap the benefits. So
Okay.
that'll go over.
I took over
I mean,
also. I took over also. I'm seeing like 62 to 64 somewhere in there.
Yeah.
I would think.
Yeah, I'm looking at playing Hoth, and I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm still going to call it Troy Hill.
Tegucigalpa.
Rome.
Tegucigalpa.
Yeah, whatever that place is. But playing Hoth, that place, Rome, Italy, yourself, Sonoma. I mean that's a tough division, man. I mean, there aren't any
Defensive.
Yeah, I can't argue with your under. I can't argue with your under. It's a good call. We'll see. We're gonna see. What's that?
Division?
Yeah, that's my division.
Yeah, that's tough to do.
Yeah. What'd you say?
It's tough.
So all right. So up next.
Fine.
So I'm not going back to the Highland. So next, staying on the goals. Bondra for Sumter. 100 goals. Even. Over.
under.
You're saying
Under.
Okay.
For me, easy. Under.
You're saying under. So you had 103 last year, just so you know.
Yeah, that's fine. And again, I'm looking at an improved Jaguar with Sugar Valley. Nips is still going to be Nips. Hacks is a fucking dominant manual goalie. You still got LHX. Mr. T got in Luongo. You still got Providence. I mean, that's a tough division to score goals in. I'm going under.
I agree. All right. So my last one on these over-unders, I just did these for fun. So I'll keep track of these and we'll check back in them at the end of the season. Is Pavel Bure. Okay. So I looked at his stats last year. Gee, I'm one of your biggest fans. But just like I rode Magnus about Solani. I'm going to ride you about Bure. I think he had 62 goals last year. So I'm going to put his over under at 75. Okay. 75.
Is he playing him at center or at wing?
He's
Good question.
he's probably had Juno at center.
I think he's playing him
Or he's
at
had
wing.
Leclerc at center. So that's a big change too. Now you say that.
So I'm going to say under 62.
I'm at under.
But
You're under. Okay.
Just because
Ma, a meatloaf.
Yeah.
I think Leclerc is going to be his big score.
Okay. Well, see, to me, if that's true, G, if Leclerc really is going to be your big scorer, I'm going to tell you, G, fucking trade Bure. You can get some major assets and reset your franchise. If you're going to score with Leclerc and Juno, fucking ship Bure out of there.
You can get like Lindros for Bure, right?
Well, if you watched G last year, Bure wasn't.
That's what I'm saying. 62 goals. 62 goals.
He was not his like feature player.
No.
First of all,
Bure, okay.
he was number 12. It's weird.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Everything that I've seen from Bure in my time, he has the speed, he has the stick handling, but he's always been a 4 accuracy. He cannot play the center position.
He was really good for Sean, man.
Well, yeah, because Sean knows how to fucking do breakaways,
Yeah.
and I mean, Sean is not the one-timer king, right? And that's what most of us will revert to is one-timers in terms of when we need to score. That's the easiest way, right? And Bure is not a one-timer guy.
I will tell you, I do not in this league think a one-timer is the easiest way. I will say I do not. With manual goalie, I do not think a one-timer is the easiest way. I think I think the old run the goaltender off with the defender is the easiest way to score.
What do you mean?
Where you go behind the net and the defenseman runs into the goalie. I think you can get
Yeah.
that to happen 2 out of 10 times. You can get that to happen.
Okay.
I think that's probably one of your highest percentage scoring chances is running the goaltender off. I hate it. People do it to me all the time, but I think that's one of the highest percentage plays you can have.
Can we talk for just a real quick second here? Because we haven't really discussed it on a WolfNCline podcast. Can we talk about the seagull?
Yeah. No, I'm not a fan of the seagull. I've talked about this. I'm not a fan of the seagull. And I think Nick's not a fan of it either. I think he only does it because he wants to revolutionize something. But Nick, you're too old. You're not revolutionizing anything.
Well, good.
No, I was just gonna say I'm not gonna lie. I did try and incorporate a few seagulls against Pizzle, and you know what? It increased my offensive zone time. Especially if you have guys who are on the wings who can get in there and fucking forecheck and like dead man dudes, you put that puck in behind the net. And if you have a goalie who's like 65 or something, where the manual goalie, that's their thing, those dudes are so bad on like defensive awareness or whatever. They're fucking wandering all over the place. Mm-hmm. So I am not against the seagull is what I'm saying.
No, but my point is I think it's just a dump. I just think it's another dump. It's another form of the dump. You're just putting it behind the net as opposed to putting it to the right or to the left. You're putting it over the net.
Well, unless you're
putting it in. See, but this I think is what the key difference is that if you put it in the center, you force either the goalie to make a move one way or the other, and the two defensemen that are coming back, the right defenseman always wants to go in front of the goalie, right? So again, when you dump into the corner, it's always going to lead everyone to one side or the other. So you're always going to have it.
I know, but it's not a high enough percentage play. If it happens 2 times out of 50, it's not a high enough percentage play.
You said 2.
I'll say 2 out of 30. I'll say 2 out of 30.
Okay.
That it actually works.
No, but okay, but then I mean, I guess my question would then be like, if you type a dump with the A dump into the corner, what's the success rate on that?
Is the Taipei dump? I think the opposite corner dump works the best because that's where you dead man the man and take it on the cross crease. I think that actually works the best when you're doing the dump. I don't think a same side dump works as well as dumping it across to the
But
opposite
I
corner.
guess the
Again, just me. Everybody's got their own methods. Sean fucking wants us to talk about the weight
Well, listen,
aspect. We'll get to that,
listen.
Sean.
the seagull, and this is why maybe it's an interesting play, is it's those things, but it's on the goal.
Yes, exactly.
So the mistake that happens, it's a goal.
Yes, but again, that mistake is more likely to happen against a lesser player.
Sure.
That's not your top players are not going to make that mistake. So the Seagull is going to get you to the championship, and then you're going to get beat 4-1. Right? Look, man, I lost the conference finals. I fucking beat the shit out of Autobahn and LHX with my size, and then Sean danced on my fucking ass. I couldn't do shit. So like, there's just things happen, like certain matchups. We always talk about like when I fucking sat down to play JP right away. I said, "You're gonna kick my ass. This is a terrible fucking matchup." Like we know matchups. Well, guess what? In this 32 team league, there's matchups. Some teams match up better against other teams, and that's just the way it is.
Well, I think it's styles.
Yes, well, that's part of it. That's
Yeah.
part of the matchup. It's part of the makeup.
But less
So-
on teams and more on like, how does this guy play?
No, but I also think some people with talented players. Puss's style is really good, but this year Puss's team is one of the best in the league. So putting one of the best players with one of the best systems with one of the best teams, that makes a big fucking deal.
But listen, style wise, you watch Magnus come back against him. Like Puss, for whatever reason, he'll admit it. He struggles.
Yes, he gets
It's Magnus.
bored.
It's Magnus.
Yeah, but he's not gonna face Magnus in the finals. Magnus
True.
has got to get out of the shitty.
That's true.
So Puss shouldn't even be worried about that. What Puss needs to be worrying, to me, there is a lot of pressure on his shoulders this year because with no Colin in the opposite conference of Sean, and he's the favorite to get to the championship. So there's no doubt.
Yeah, I mean,
There's pressure on his shoulders, and if Nips wants to step up and feel that pressure too, he can too because he's just as equipped, even though his team's not as good.
So this is my thing. It's good we're talking about this. I feel like Nips, tremendous guy. Tremendous. I don't know if he has it. Puss has it. Puss can get there. I don't think Nips. And tomorrow he'll text me and whatever. I don't think he's second
No.
in that conference.
Yes.
Here-
What was your vibe on Nips at high in the live environment? What was your vibe?
no, I mean,
He went 6-0 in prelims, but then it's like so
he
what-
did. He did. But I mean, the great equalizer is not having manual goalie, right?
Mhm. Yes. Okay.
and-
good point. Good point.
and- In the W, that is what he is banking on. He is banking on having a decent enough manual goalie at 60 something Billington or whatever the fuck he's got. That's what he's banking his bacon on, right? And you know what? What's going to end up happening? There is going to be a game in the playoffs where someone shoots it from the fucking half boards and it goes off of like the glove, like, and then it goes into the fucking net, and he's going to lose a game like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you guys aren't big on goalies or whatever, and I'm not saying you need to have like the best goalie in the world, but you need to have a goalie who can catch the puck, who has
Derek,
puck control.
Derek, I went out and got Belfour for a reason. And I had my best season ever last year with Belfour. So trust me, goaltender makes a difference. To have it, but the difference between hobby bowling, when I got hobby bowling, and then having Belfour, and then it was telling us about the puck control stat and the agility, there is a major difference. There's a major difference.
Yeah.
The down B doesn't go in on me as much. Like there's a big difference in having somebody like Belfour in net as opposed to Hobby Woon. Don't get me wrong, Hobby Woons fit well in Richfield, but for me, he wasn't making the saves that I needed him to make. I agree. Goaltender, Derek. I agree in a goaltender. I like goaltenders.
I guess my position.
Sorry, can I take 45 seconds?
Yep.
You guys talk?
Yeah, man.
Sure. Thank you.
No worries. I like goaltenders, man. And that's why you're gonna need a goaltender because Bush isn't your solution.
Oh, Bush is fine.
Yeah, but not for 5 years.
What do you mean?
His numbers don't go up for 5 years. He's a 60 something next year.
66, 65 next year, 65 after, and 75. I can deal with
By that point, you'll have a better goaltender. By that point, you'll have a better goaltender. You will just have next year. I'm telling you, there's 12. If you are in a position to draft Roman Czechmanic, you're not going to draft him next year. You're not going to draft Roman Czechmanic.
If he gets to
Yes, in the second round, because guess what? He only has 2 good years, but they're phenomenal years.
but if he gets him in his second round,
Yeah, if you get him in the second
and he's
round,
there,
you'll draft Czechmanic.
depends.
You will.
Isn't next year's draft crazy?
There's 12. No, it's not. There's 12 goalies. There's more
If
goalies
he
than
gets to
that.
me, I'll take him.
Marty Biron?
But I'm going to say,
How about Marty Biron? You draft Marty Biron.
he's on someone's team.
No, he's not. He is?
I'll tell you why. I'll take him because it'll get me to be Shea.
I don't want a goaltender under 80. I don't need a goaltender over 85,
Listen,
but I don't want a goaltender under 80.
If it was 74, they have 4 shutouts in 10 games.
I understand that, man, but when I'm telling you, I've had Beezer. Beezer was in that same range, and it just gives up shitty fucking goals.
But your Beezer and your manual goalie play isn't what it is now.
True.
Right?
Different.
You're way better.
All right.
There's a difference.
Yeah. Here's the thing. You don't need, necessarily a Patrick Raw. You don't need a Hatrick, but what you don't need is like a Craig Billington, right? You need someone in that like 70 something range who's at least going to be decent enough for you.
He's saying 70. I'm more comfortable with 80 to 85. If I have an 82 goaltender, I'm perfectly fine with it. So 80 to 85 is where I'm satisfied. Put me there, I'm happy.
I take the position 70-ish and above.
See, he says that, but when you get a 72 goaltender and he's cold, he's a 68 or he's a 63.
That's true.
Like, that's bad. Like, if my goaltender's an 82 and he's cold and he's a 74, well, that's a lot better than fucking being a fucking 58. If he's a 68
that's when
goaltender and he's a 58 when he's cold, holy fuck.
That's when you need Brian Boucher.
He's a winner. He's a fucking winner.
Listen, 1 year at a time.
1 year at a time.
Yeah.
Derek, so before we wrap this up, you got anything else you want to talk about? Any points, any questions, anything about high, anything?
No, man. I mean, you know what? I think we've had a very comprehensive discussion this evening.
Yeah.
And I know I'm trying to sound way too serious, but it's been. Your eyes aren't as squinty as they should be for
they
this
will
time.
give me in 20 minutes. They will be.
But no, you know what? Honestly, you guys were so welcoming to us. High was amazing. You had it so well planned out, so well scheduled. Like the whole like double elimination tournament and everything. It was truly an amazing experience. I want to thank you for that. For to both of you, honestly. I mean, because whether it was the actual day of the tournament or the Friday night over at Hatricks.
Yeah.
And by the way, I want to talk about Hatricks for a second. So when I came across the border, I turned my phone into airplane mode because I wasn't going to pay like $12 a day to like do data roaming or whatever. I was like, whatever, I'll piggyback on someone's internet.
Yeah.
So I'm at Hatricks and I'm outside vaping like that. And I'm like, you know what? I want to send a message to my wife to let her know that I'm actually in kind of Philadelphia and like I'm safe or whatever. It's like, oh, you need the internet password for Hatrix. I'm like, Hatrix? So the password to Hatrix Wi-Fi was Hatrix.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
but that place was great though. I mean, like, you know, it had a great little jukebox. I actually got Kleiner to drink some what's called diesels.
I don't even remember, dude. I don't.
You
even
don't remember that? I know.
don't even
I
remember.
figure I knew you wouldn't remember that.
I don't even remember.
Anyways, so half pint of lager, half
Oh
pint of
wait,
cider.
no, now I do remember this. Yeah, I do remember.
Yes.
This.
Yes. Okay, so these drinks were outlawed by fucking English soccer federations because the hooligans would get so fucked up on them. So anyways,
I was probably in the other room.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
it was a
anyways,
good time. Friday night was awesome, dude. Friday night was a really
yeah. That was Friday night was a good time. I mean, unfortunately, Magnus's poutine did not work out.
I didn't even know he like special ordered an item.
Yeah.
Magnus, we love you. You are such dude. You had to order some special item. Bar food, buddy. Bar food.
Listen,
Like, okay, anyone, please go on to the the Hatrix website and like look where this place is and like look at the sign, and tell me if you would special order.
Special order poutine.
Derek, I have to ask you, is there any circumstance or chance that you're not at high next year?
Ooh. That's pressure.
Honestly,
That's pressure.
No, I mean, no pressure at all. I mean, honestly, the only reason I wouldn't be there is like death in the family. Even if it was like, just myself, I would do the fucking 7.5 hour drive myself. I don't give a shit. The one thing I would do, I would probably stay an extra day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, like getting down there, like, I mean, Magnus God bless Magnus, man. He did like fucking 15 hours of driving. I offered to help out and drive, but I mean, it was a rental car and he was doing his own thing, and that's fine. But doing 15 hours of driving in a 60-hour window was a bit much.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But I would do, I mean, the price that I got at the Holiday Inn, because I had special codes or whatever, but I mean, I would stay an extra day and do it. But I mean, unless there's like some sort of like death in the family or some sort of like wacky reason why I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
If it's that weekend, because up here in Canada we have what's called the Family Day long weekend.
It's the same.
When it's your President's Day.
Yeah, that's what LHX said. LHX said that's exactly, that's that weekend.
So
Exactly. I mean, there's no reason whatsoever I wouldn't go down.
cool.
So your job is to pick LHX up then and bring his ass down.
Mark, get your fucking shit together. We're going to fucking high 2024, bitch.
The only one who hasn't committed, because both Nips and Puss said they're coming. They said they might even come in the summer, but they said they're definitely coming next February. Pink, he's like, I'm definitely coming. But Magnus, because I know he goes to fucking Segathon. I know he goes all over the place.
Sorry, I got to do the Sumter.
God, man. I'm going to tell you, man, I never was around a guy that I thought was going to hook up with 3 other dudes in one night. Literally. He was like, my buddy Bernie, I think Pink's mouth was like this close. And Bernie's the type of guy that he don't give a fuck. So Bernie opened his mouth and was going right back at Pink. So like they came like so close. I was like, holy fuck, I really thought they were gonna kiss. Not just kiss, shove their tongues down each other's throat. But I saw Pink do that to 2 other people. 2 other people that night. Trying to hook up. Gotta control that, Pink. No hooking up. We're all married. Not all of us, but most of us. Most of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're fairly tethered.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
But it's great to hear that you're going to come back,
Yeah, man.
because we loved having you.
Yeah, man. It literally was. Again, man, like I'm trying to explain to people,
Well,
like, my experience, not realizing that I got dosed.
Mhm.
Like, there was so much more I wanted out of that day, and I feel like I wasn't even involved because I just feel like I have no. The day went from like all of a sudden I was helping everybody get set up, and then it was fucking 6 o'clock at night. Like it went
No,
so fucking fast.
Derek, I'll
It-
say
it-
this.
I'll say this. I mean, we got there at I think 10:30, 10:45 in the morning, and fucking Kleiner was going like fucking ape. He was just going all over the place, like setting up consoles, like testing and doing all this fucking bullshit or whatever. But you were still like the consummate host. You were still like just like, hey man, come over here, check out this food, like do this, and like you were, dude, man, you were fucking awesome. And Eddie, man, I mean, like you and your wife, I mean, like meeting you guys like on the Friday night, like you guys are so nice and like so welcoming, and it was awesome. It really was, man. And you know what? To anyone watching this fucking podcast right now, put it in your calendars. Get yourself to High 2024
Yeah,
President's Day long weekend. Make it fucking happen.
sure.
Man, I agree. I mean, because I know I've said this on here before, but like the whole thing is, it's like it is literally just, and we've kind of turned, and hopefully we've turned it into a 2-day event now. Hopefully we have turned it into completely a 2-day event,
Yeah.
which is great. Because if we're starting Friday nights and we're bleeding into Saturday, that's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
But it's really just a time for a bunch of guys to cut loose. Like that's really all it is. Like, yeah, we're all super competitive, and yeah, the game is always hanging around. And once the sun starts to go down, the mood definitely changes. But that first half of the day and that Friday night when we're all fucking relaxed before everybody's ass gets tight, it is fucking phenomenal. And even when everybody's ass gets tight, it's still a great time.
Yeah.
It's just different.
It's just fun, man. I mean, honestly, it's such a relaxed atmosphere. It's a bunch of dudes who just want to fucking play the game, man. It's a good time. It really is.
Man. I'm glad you had a fucking great time, man. Nothing makes me happier. Like literally, that's why I do this. Like my friend, I do this because I love the game, but I don't do this because I have to win every time. I do this because I love to spend the day with all these guys. I love having all this time with all my friends. Like that's that date, and that's part of why I'm annoyed with dosing myself and not even. I feel like I didn't really get to expend. Like, dude, I said to Nips and Puss, like, I think I smoked with them one time.
You said to me too.
Yeah,
I didn't spend any time with them.
yeah, like, I don't feel like, I don't even know who I spent my day with. Like, there was a point at, I think, 2:15, I was on the back patio, sitting by myself, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm so fucked up. Like, literally looking down at the table and being like, all I did was smoke and eat an edible. Why am I so fucked up? But I didn't know that edible was mushrooms. So until I found that out, once I found that out at like 7:30, it all made sense. But up to that point, I had no idea what the fuck was going on.
Was that Dan? Was that Dan's edibles?
Winter Classic 10, I missed. I didn't fucking get to experience it. I don't remember anything. It's like literally, it's crazy. I really, like if it wasn't for pictures and you guys hammering home certain memories, it's like a blank. It's like a fucking blank thing. Like, dude, I usually smoked with Blaze and John and like, did you hang out with Jay at all? Like, I didn't spend any time with Jay. Like, I usually hang out back with everybody. I wasn't out back one time, I don't think.
Oh,
except for when I was back there by myself.
Big J?
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Okay, so for anyone who wasn't at High, that is probably one of the largest men I've ever fucking met in my life. That dude is a fucking beast, man.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
But he's a sweetheart. He's a big sweetheart.
Exactly. He's a big teddy bear, man. No, he's one of the guys. Like Jay's probably 6'5", right?
He's huge.
He's
6'5", 3 something.
So he played for Penn State. He's defensive end. He's massive.
Oh.
And there was a point where him and Pink was in one of his early stages of drunkenness, and he was like so close to Jay's face. And I'm like, I've never seen anybody get so close to Jay like that. And I was waiting for Jay to just be like, either back up or whatever. And Jay was like, no, totally cool. Jay didn't do anything. I'm like, Pink, count your blessings. Jay was fucking like, But yeah, like I said, I didn't even talk to him. And there's so many people I felt like I didn't. Usually I'm just like milling around and talking to people, but everything was such a fucking blur.
And that's the, I mean, with 20 something people there, I mean, it's impossible to like
True, that's a good point too.
see everyone, right? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, literally now with the new setup, I was just basically going from one side of the house to the other side of the house to the back of the house, out to the garage, like just making loops, right?
okay, one thing I got to say, if there's any high members out there right now, I understand we're all drinking. I understand we're all having a good time. Seriously, if you can't piss in the fucking toilet, at least wipe it up. At least wipe it up. Like, don't make me fucking wipe up your piss off the fucking toilet seat.
They were missing downstairs.
Oh my god.
I'm serious.
I was as drunk as anyone else in that place.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
holy shit, man. Like the aim on the Pennsylvania people is not very good.
If it's dude, I have a couple guys in my head right now that I'm probably backing on who. It's just this. I mean, again, so like we never have throw up except for that one time with Rob. Like everybody is so respectful, honestly. Like as much as people goof around, people are really respectful, and it's fucking
They are,
good, man. Because if I would have this thing for the rest of my life because I have a group of guys that come that I'm not worried about them breaking things. I'm not worried about me having grief from my wife. You know what I mean? Like honestly, that's the biggest part of it. If it wasn't for my wife being able to let me do this, it would never happen. But you guys are all so great and cooperative. It's fucking awesome, man. It's fucking awesome.
And honestly, she's a sweetheart. She's a sweetheart for letting us do it. And like, she went to like dance class in the morning and like came in like, all right, boys,
I'm out.
have fun.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Exactly. Oh man, I want to say thank you for coming on, man. I think we can wrap this up. I think it's been a great fucking night.
Listen, as always, Derek, this was awesome. Great. Thank you for
Fucking great
the
time.
contribution. I mean, you are definitely one of the big guys in this W.
Yeah,
So we love you.
we appreciate everything you do,
Yeah.
the time you put in.
Big time.
People bust balls, but trust me. Look, dude, seriously, like so meeting you at High, like I knew your personality was kind of, but dude, just a great time, man.
Yeah.
You're out to have a great time, and that's all that fucking matters.
Yeah.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. And listen,
No, and
your play at High was also
Yeah.
super impressive.
It won't be the same next year, don't worry.
no, if I don't have the Rangers, it won't be the same. Don't worry.
Listen,
But you know what? Hey, thank you guys for hosting. You guys are doing an amazing job.
Yeah.
Keep it up. And anytime you want to hear my fucking drunken ramblings, you got my number, all right?
Yeah, man. We're all about it.
So listen, this is the WolfNCline podcast, season 2, episode 3. We are out.
Later, guys.